We'll start back. So until now, it's clear. React, user interfaces, JSX, transpiling, all this stuff. Clear? Nice. So we have our first function or React component.
I have one question.
Yes.
This is still a function, right?
It will be always a function. But
You
when
want to
you
say something about class because the class we use. This is,
yeah, but
this is the guideline.
no, we will use classes. But you can count this as a class because before classes, we were using functions as classes. Use new before we counted the function. So, but in React, there is like functional component. This is functional component. So we are creating a component, a tag, using functions. But there is like class component, or we call it stateful component because it's a class. We are now discussing this functional component, and we will talk about the class later because it's so much like simpler to just discuss this instead of the class, because the class we have this, we have the scope, we have a lot of stuff. So that's kind of difficult a little bit, or need like more knowledge, but we will talk about that. But it's definitely the best like part of React and not this one. But yeah, we have this header. Let's start with compilator, and we have parameter here called text. As I told you before, I cannot just type text here because I'm inside JSX. If I will type text here, yes, it will be a variable because I'm outside. But here I'm inside. So to display this variable, this one here, I need to wrap it inside curly braces and put it here. This spaces is just like conventions, kind of, so kind of clear text. Okay? Yes, React guideline, CSS guideline, SAS guidelines, JavaScript guidelines. For every language, there is a guideline. No, for every language. They have guidelines for Ruby because they use Ruby on Rails. But like just if you are using Go, any language, just find like X language guidelines and you will discover. And there's a lot of guidelines. For example, for JavaScript, there is not just VMP. There's a lot of guidelines. So just pick the one that you like, or if you work in a company, you don't have any choice. But it's not really something like that for just like spaces and stuff. Oh yeah.
I'm talking about the parameter you put inside the bracket.
It's just a parameter.
Okay. One necessarily
No.
to be put at the
What do you
mean? Because you use the same words.
I'm trying to display it.
Okay.
I'm taking parameter and display it. It's like console.log the parameter. That's what I'm doing. But instead of console.logging in the console, we are showing it to the DOM, to the HTML. Okay? So we can use this component now. How we can use it? We have this one here, we have this one here. We can remove all of them and open this. It's like HTML, it's like doing H1. But instead of H1, you put here. Okay? This is weird.
And this function can take any name you give.
Exactly.
Okay.
But how we can give parameters to this? We are not calling function. If I'm doing like this, I can put, for example, Eunice here. But I'm not doing that. I'm calling this function in a different way. Or I'm telling React to call this function using this syntax. How I can pass the parameter or the first parameter? What? Well, it's not. It's not something like you need to be smart to figure out. It's just syntax. It's not about being smart. You just follow the convention. The first thing, how to interact with HTML tags. For example, div you put ID like this. It's the same thing. This is the way how to pass parameters. So you say text. Eunice. Okay? But there is something.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You have already define the name to the units.
Exactly.
What if you just
What do you mean?
you just put name there?
I put
Call
just
the
units
name-
like this.
No, you call the name instead of units. We are already defined name as units.
Oh, you want to put like the name? Yeah. So
Okay,
this is for literals. This is for putting just like strings.
okay.
If you want to put JavaScript expression, it's the same thing. You put curly braces and you put name.
Okay. Okay.
Okay? So, and I can do this. I can do units. But I can omit this in case of string. It's so simple. I can do this, or I can put name. Okay? But the thing is, let's say I want to pass another parameter called age. My age is 23. So, exactly. I need to add age here. But that's not the way how it works. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna tell you why. This is not something, as I told you before, this is not something you should be smart or you need to work to figure out just following React patterns. React will grow up all these values or all these things and put them in one object and pass the object to the function. So we will have an object here called props or properties. Let's name it like props. It's better to name it like props because the React name. It's just a name here. You can put, I don't know, units or something. So, props. And you can say props.text. It's an object that contains key values. Okay? What do you mean? Which yeah, but which part of node? Like, yeah, but this is just JavaScript object. I can do like I can do this. It's just like an object. So props will contain, in this case, props will contain like this. Text, units, and age 23. It's not string, it's a number. Okay? So JavaScript will grab all these properties here, like HTML properties, they look the same, like ID and class and onClick, and put them in one object and pass the object to the header or to the component. Clear?
So there's no need for comma.
What?
There's no need for any separation.
It's HTML.
Okay.
Just remember, it's HTML. It's not JavaScript. It's HTML. It's really like a new syntax. It's like passing here like class, D, and ID. It's the same. But we have the power of passing custom attributes instead of just the predefined HTML attributes. Okay? If someone like don't understand something, just stop me and ask. So yeah, we have this, and we can access property.props.age prop like this. So we can like pass text here, and we don't need the age. Okay. And we have units. Or we can do even better, hello. I want to insert multiple headers. Before I had like div with each one, like each time I want to call this, but now I can just use this. And here I can put custom stuff. Custom. I don't know. Just. That's enough. Okay? Okay. Here. So this is it. So we can reuse like our markup or our code. Imagine if we have really, for example, Facebook. they have a comment. So they can create a component called comment, and the component will take the author, because if you see like, I cannot open my business. Ah, not a good idea. Not better than mine. This is fucking hard. Yeah. Let's see this one for example. Like this is a comment. It contains the picture, text, the author, username, and the text. So you can build it like this actually. You can do div. Let's say I will not put image. I will put like I will put just not to put these here. Yes. Yeah, but I'm not really willing to. That's too much work. Oh yeah. So there is just one thing. There is an exception. Like, for example, when we are creating our custom property, okay, our custom HTML attributes. But let's say you want to use ID, you can just use ID. For example, you have a div, you can use ID here. Let's say you have class, you cannot use class. You need to change it with class name. Why? Exactly, because we are embedding our HTML inside JavaScript. And class, it's already predefined word inside JavaScript. Use class to define. So when we will try to execute JavaScript or V8 or Chrome, they will, for example, see class, and they know that this is a class. But when they will see this, they will start, is it class or an HTML class? So to stop this confusion, they just rename. So you can write here, for example, class. Okay? What we are missing here? Yeah, exactly. Everything is empty. So let's say we have like class names here. Class name. Just remember, this is class. Class is class name. Just to prevent like confusion. So let's say like image, author, content. Hello, yeah, Eunice. Okay. This is really, you can use span and stuff. So you have like pick, Eunice, hello, okay. It's like a comment. You can add style here. So you can just like style this thing. You say like last name post comment. Okay. You can omit this because it's just string. And you can build like design for this one and reuse it everywhere. So you build the HTML1, you do the same for the design, and you can reuse it everywhere. You can even like, for example, let's say you are like freelancer and you have your own projects, but sometimes you have really like similar projects. So you can have your own JavaScript, like React components. You put them like anywhere, and every time there's like, for example, like a lot of websites, they have like comments and posts. You can build your own comments and posts and use them in every project. So you would save a lot of time by building your stuff. Okay? Bootstrap is doing that for design, but you can do that for functionality. Okay? So you can put your like props for text. Yeah, so you can just apply design now and have like comment or have like reusable like components. Yes. Yeah.
With some kind of mechanism with the speed of your
Yes, because it's an object.
yeah, yeah.
I can name it wherever I want. You know, like JavaScript, I can name it like I don't like values. Let's name it values. Yes. Yeah. There is also one thing, like you know, like for example, the image tag. You don't need to close the image tag. It's like self-closed tag, so you can do the same here. You can place it at the end because it has no children, so you can just put it at the end. This is guidelines. These guidelines. Instead of writing the whole like thing, you just write like that. You get the difference because if we are like, if we are doing like something here, if we are passing like h1 here or something, I cannot like close it or like cannot be self-closed, but because it's just doesn't have any children, you can just do it. Nice? Clear? Okay. So we call these things props, and this is a way like functions, they have parameters and arguments. React components, they have properties. We call them props, like shorthand props instead of properties. So they have props. So to communicate with React components, you use props. So you have closed component, pre-made component, you pass props to it to customize it. So props is the way, or it's a way to communicate. It's one of the ways that you can communicate. Probably it's the only way to communicate with the interior world of React components. What do you mean? Property, it's something you pass to the components. It's like a function, you pass it parameters to customize it inside. Properties are the same. You pass it to components so you can customize the components from inside. Is it? Yes. Yes, that's as I told you before. There is like a tree of components. So that's the power of React. It's when you start composing components. Okay. So let's say I have a blog website. So I have here like header. I have just one header. Let's create another function called post, and it takes props and returns is just HTML article. Say article, and here we kind of return just see. Yeah. Yeah, because we are not using this component, so we need to use it. It's just empty. So instead of header, we can render props here. We can render post. We can just render it like that because we don't need anything. Okay. I need to render that. Inside the post, we can have like comments. Inside the post, not here. So we can have comments here. So we can build another component called comments. Function. Comments. Props. return. So here we can render comment. Or we already have that. Let's name this one comment. It's just a comment, so we can have like comment here. And you can have like text comment one. Okay. So we have post. We have post. Where is post? It's here. A component. Post is calling P with comments. Comments, it's this one. It's calling 3 comments, and the comments are here. Let's say, so we have post. So you can see, if we will add more design to this component, we'll have them like design it, because design is really bad. Just think of them as beautiful components. Just think. It's not beautiful, but just think about it. So here, like every time you want to add comments, you just copy one and just add it here instead. You want another blog post, you can just copy this and put it here. When do you have another one? Instead of writing another HTML. Exactly. We have made like static version of Facebook. You can pass here like text equal let's say like we have like an array here. Let's say you have like text. Let's say text. Let's say we have text. It's an array of strings. Let's say post 1, post 2 and 3. Okay. We don't know actually how many like posts we have. Depending on the, let's say like we get this array from like backend or from JSON API. So I want to iterate through this text and pass each time the text to component called post. That's kind of easier. No? Yes. So we used to create like posts like this, but generally I don't know how many posts I have. I just like fetch them from an API, and I have an array of text, and I want to iterate show the array, and each iteration, I want to show a post. Okay? So what I can do, first thing, I told you I cannot put for loop here. I need to put these things, because if I want to put any JavaScript expression, I need to put them inside here. So what I can do is, I can do text, map. You remember map? Ah, everyone remembers map. So we have like map here. Okay, map take a function of text, which is the post, and each time I want to return post with text equal text. But I just need to put something here in the because I'm showing like I should show the props here. So I should like the props with text. Yes? Yes? What? Okay. So now I have post 1, post 2, post 3 automatically generated, packed by API data. I can just change this and convert it to a promise that returns something. So you can see that displaying the data and getting the data, or how we then get the data, it's really like two separate things. You got the idea a little bit? So we have like React for displaying the UI and doing the UI stuff, but how I can get the data, put them in a variable here, or using fetch to get the data, it's not React jobs at all. What do you mean? Okay, so let's say here like, let's say post content, post content. Let's say here with the content, okay? And here we have post props. We named it here content, but the value is post content, but the name of the property is content, because remember key values. React group them in key value manner. So we have like key value. This is just the value. The key is content. So we have like content here. Okay? That's the same thing. Yeah, that's true, that's true. Okay? So you can see, but we can do like even like something more interesting. We can say here like date, or I don't know. Yeah. Month. Let's say here, I will just do it like statically. Say July. Okay. But so in the post component, here I can have like props.month. But I want the comments component to show the month instead of the post component. So the main renderer is passing props to the post component. The post component has access to it, and the post component can pass it back to another component. It's like keep passing the data. Okay? So we can have like here publish month equal props dot month, and inside comments you can do here you can do h1 and do props dot publish month. Exactly. So you can see now another component is passing props to another component. It's going on. Do you get that? So now you will try some stuff. It's your job now. So don't use it. What? Yes, but we need to wait something. Cannot just start it again. Okay, faster. Wow. I will give them 5 minutes and we will start. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Yeah. What? Yeah, just a second. We need to install this package, the create React app. Just type in Google create React app and you will have access to it. Just do it. Google. What are you waiting for? Yeah, just yeah. Get me. I guess it's class 3. This one 3.
Yeah. That's a Facebook page.
So
React app.
yeah, so this one I just posted on the Slack channel.
It's a camera.
Yes, it's me.
So I'm there. Yeah. Working in GitHub too.
Also, I can pass Discord. So.
Have you tried to really install the app?
No, not really. So you just like copy this name, create React app, or the name here.
Okay.
Okay. Then you go to the terminal. And you do npm install -g React create. What? It will be installed locally. It will create like node modules and stuff like that. But we need it globally. We need to call it like everywhere. It's like a global like installer. You can launch Chrome from everywhere. This is what global means. So for example, I can, but if you install like package locally, you can call it inside the project, but not anywhere. You need to use it like every time you create React app. You don't need it in the concept of application or something. Yeah. npm install -g React create React app.
If you are going to check the version, if you have it.
What do you mean? Which version of npm?
This, by the way, here if you are going to install it, it's locally or in global system.
Just we are including the -g, so it's global.
Global, okay.
The -g.
So
If we omit the -g, it will be local, but now it's global. And you commit.
But this I want to check the version. I want to check
The version.
the version of React.
So, the version of what? React.
Yeah.
Just a second. Yeah, just capital letter V, just like this. Capital V. Yeah. Should I? Can someone here help me? Someone here is good enough. Yeah. Okay. Same for you? Yeah, it's like you can do the permission command. So you need to see. Is it the same for me? Permission command?
Yeah.
So every time you ask permission command,
Especially with Mac and Mac mainly, they have problem with the installing even if you want to install Ruby or something.
Yeah.
You need to install it.
exactly.
It's
So what do you permission command. So sweep prefix it. So to use those, I have 1.5.2 version. So just do like this. npm install-g create react app and prefix it with sudo.
Why do you do that?
Because like when installing something globally, you need to edit some like the running configuration for the operating system, so it can make it global. So you need the permission or like sufficient permissions, so you can make it global.
Yeah, because mine is has installed, so that's why.
This is for Linux or Mac machines. Sometimes
Yeah.
you have to do an extra check. So you can do it.
What? Sudo, yeah.
Isn't it like this app with a small a?
Let me see.
Create app, this app.
What do you mean?
Like, why is it like this capital A app? Not this kind.
The other line. Test app. You're using a big A.
Yeah, but that's for creating an application. Now we are installing React Create app.
She's asking.
Yeah. Shouldn't
What name it whatever you want. It's just like the name of your
yeah,
project.
but I got an error and that
So just remove the capital letter.
Yeah.
Just test app.
Okay. Create.
Name it test app. Everything without capital letters. Small letters.
Could not create a project called my plus m. Okay.
Because M pop pop pop. That's a good error explanation. Pop 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 pop. Thank you.
So let me try now. Okay, I think it's okay now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But just a second, did you install this package? So now you can
It's installing React DOM, and React scripts.
so you can run create this one test up. You can run this to create a new project.
Yeah, I've done this.
But this one is not working so
No, you don't need to do sudo here. I said sudo in the first, not on. Just follow me literally, please. Follow me literally.
Yeah, I've done that. Installing React,
Without sudo.
React DOM.
Without sudo.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, because I tried the version is I have 1.5.2 just like yours.
Okay, nice.
I think I should have created a folder before.
Yes. Yes.
Is it late now? Because I've already created the test app.
You can just create the project with create React app in the places that you prefer. For example, I put it on the desktop, so just put it where you want. So you can access it after because we need to open the text editor so you can start coding.
So how do I need to go back to maybe change to desktop now and create it again?
It's up to you. You can do that,
Okay.
yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I've installed it with any more should
What?
what should I do after
Installing it?
Yeah.
Create a new go to this because we need to create a project. So just create the project where you want. And go in that folder that you prefer and type create React app test app.
I think you have to it's not.
Yeah, sometimes people just look at it.
Come on. So
بعدين نعمل
So I've created an app on my desktop.
Yeah.
That's a folder now.
Yeah.
So I need to create project now.
yes.
a simple thing. I'm trying to create. Oh, yeah. Mistake. And it's my fault. I'm sorry.
It's always your fault. It's always your fault. The computer never like make any fault. It's always our fault. It's always.
Yes.
There is like a famous joke. Like every time you kind of make a mistake or something, there is two mistakes. The first one is the actual mistake, and the second one is blaming the computer.
Yeah.
So every time it's just us, but like no, it's not me. I did it well and stuff.
He told me what's my mistake before.
Yeah.
Okay. And now okay, I'm going to wait, this is my mistake. Because I write create, I
Yeah.
don't add E.
Okay. Yeah.
And I pass so okay, when I go up, I'm little lazy. I don't type again.
Yeah.
So I go up to
Yeah.
so because I forget in the first
Yeah. That you did
and
the
then
mistake.
edit this next time.
So everyone,
But my folder is empty.
did you create the project?
Yeah, it's empty.
So you didn't create it in the.
In the folder.
Yeah. It's. Don't blame the computer.
Okay, that's like okay. I think I know what to do. I need to change to
Yeah, for sure.
I'm debug Facebook. مش وطنية؟ وطنية؟ أنا نفس الشيء.
So done.
هذا أحد عمي اسمعني
I created
What? Yes.
you know
something wrong?
Okay.
One. What? Did you try sudo? Okay. So, but what's the error? The error message.
It's not really about that. Just try to read it. This could be missing part of the install. Just copy. Just pass it. Yeah, just the first one. No,
نفتح ناخذ تبع شو
it's complicated.
مستحيل ناخذ هنا قلنا ناخذ تبع نزلنا هنا تعال شو اسمه
We don't know.
Otherwise, I would just.
I will give you. I will send you a link. So, but this is not a problem. You should just wait. Just wait. Yeah. There is no error. That's
So I have created tests app. I think it is in like 3 different locations on my laptop. So that affects. Would that not affect my working with it?
What do you mean?
I created the same test app maybe at different locations.
Yes.
Will it not affect when I'm using the?
No.
Okay.
It's separate apps.
Okay. So I'll just work from only one location then.
Yeah. Just choose the location that you prefer and start. Where's my phone? Yeah, it's here.
It also installed Node modules.
Yeah. Swear, it's there. But
Wow.
it's super big.
What are the packages?
Don't open it.
Wow.
So everyone is ready? We can start coding. What about you? Done. So when you run this, did you run this? You run it? You run the npm install. Now you need to run this, I guess.
Yeah, now I'm
You're running that. Okay. Just go to folder where you know where are you and stuff.
I need to change the CD to the folder I'll run.
Yeah.
I already I've installed it. I don't need to CD to the test app folder.
You need to.
Okay.
But you can just open the text editor. You don't need to go there.
Okay.
But you need it if you want to run the server. So.
Okay. Yes, I'm using it. Yes, I know it.
Please, faster. Do not spend more time this one. 2 seconds. No, don't go to the website. Just, using this website, we can start coding without installing all this stuff. It's good. So I'm thinking about that, but it's actually good to set up like local environment. It's actually good. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I got the idea. Oh, nice. Yeah. After installing the package, just CD into it. CD, yeah. So if you type like this code, so just CD to the app. Okay. And if you type ls or list, you will get these files. True? All of you? Yeah, okay. For the others also.
In mine, when I did the MS, I could not find public SRC.
What do you mean?
I mean, the log module is there, package is there, public and SRC is not installed.
You cannot install, they are part of the project. It can be. Try to open it in the editor. Is it done? Done. You are still waiting? Yeah. Just want to make sure that you do. What?
The sound is quite slow. Package agency is there and the log modules they are there. Just those two. The SRC is not.
So, for the sake of simplicity, we're gonna use an online tool that I usually use when I want to code. So there is a website called React Sandbox. Just second. This website. Okay, are you all this website? Go to this website.
That's fine.
Just I posted the code in Slack, the website in Slack. Just visit this website. Stop doing all the other stuff. Go to this website. Okay. So there is like not open view. Just wait for React. Not on get up. Okay. So just go like scroll down. Yeah, the view is okay. Yeah. Click on the view box here and open React. Done? Already? This is much better. Are you all okay with this option? So you can see the result here without even like going to the browser and stuff. There is like folders here and stuff. So you will remove everything here. You will remove hello. You will remove everything. You keep just the first import. And we are back to our example. Okay? And all of you, you have just remove everything. You have like just this. Done. Should not take too much time. Just try. What? Just make sure that you are writing the same thing as me. After that, we can discuss it. There is no. But if you are not following me, you cannot.
I am feeling that displaying other music.
Just
Back again.
it's bundling dependency. So just click on. There's this button here, save button. So just click on it. But before, try to sign in with GitHub. So you can save our work. You can go back to this website and see all the code. Sign in with GitHub. Are you all following me?
Okay, sign in with that. Yes.
Why? This is not wrong. Done. You know this syntax before? Did you use this syntax before? So this is like instead of, for example, instead of doing, you can import like React DOM and call the function React DOM, or you can just import render from React DOM. Okay, so it's like, I don't know, it's just like, yeah, it's the same, but it's up to you, whatever style do you choose.
I have logged into that. Let me see.
Just remember to press this one, save button.
Yeah, it's still showing.
Remember to press the save button. Press it once, not do it.
Still showing that icon.
Still?
Display.
So Control S. Using one hand, not two hands. So I will just refresh the page. Can you wait for it? I don't know. So, who's done with this website? All you? Done. Why did you change it? I just decided you don't need to really follow me when it's come to this stuff. Yeah, it's working now. So just I wanted to change it, but you can keep
Do I
it.
run from Chrome?
What?
Do I run from Chrome? That is Explorer. That's the
Don't use Internet Explorer.
Huh?
Don't use Internet
I don't
Explorer.
know why it's not doing it.
Don't
That's
use
something.
internet stuff.
Exactly.
You just
Use it to download Chrome.
do it.
That's
Okay,
it.
let me go back. Let me scroll
Just use Chrome.
Okay.
Because these modern websites, they use like, we are using JavaScript, coding JavaScript inside the browser. So yeah.
Explorer.
Are you using
I think
Explorer?
it is because it's my
Explorer
default.
is not
It's my default.
What?
I think because
not
it's
with
my
the
default.
program.
This is like the modern website. Okay, so just copy the website and paste it in Chrome, and try to sign in. You can save your work. Done. We don't have enough time. We have 15 minutes. So please. So next time I will kind of slower and not faster, because if we will not have enough time, I need to be faster. So you are taking your time now. Done?
If I continue, I'll cut it.
No, because like the website. So.
So I think it works
First thing,
better.
works better.
Yeah.
No, you cannot compare. You cannot say it's works better. It doesn't work in Internet Explorer. There is no comparison.
Okay. I never
You
knew.
cannot say it's working a little bit better. No, it's not working at all. So I will create a component called app here. Okay, and I will do function app. Okay. Done. There's like a lot of typing. Did I do a lot of stuff? It's just simple app component. What's happening? Done?
Yes.
Yeah, you asked him before, I guess.
I just, I know I'm asking you.
Yeah, we asked him before.
You asked him?
No, you.
Yeah, I asked
So
him.
it's another one. I asked you. Yeah, I asked you. Yeah, because you told me that it's 5 weeks and I said no, it's 3 weeks.
It's what?
Half-time course is 4.
Okay, okay. Okay, React W.
Done?
Yeah.
So this is one way of creating React components. And you can pass props and you can access props from the object here, from the values or properties object. There is another way and another powerful way of creating React components. And it's better, not always, but like most of the time, because it contains more functionalities, which is the class way. We are creating functions using the function way. We can use the class way. So I have this component called app. I can create the same component, but I can say class app, let's say 2, because I cannot name it the same way, because if you like clash. So you just create a class. Okay? And instead of not putting anything here, you put extend. So extending React dot component. You know, like inheritance. Okay? Here. So we are inheriting from React dot component. So there is a class called component inside the React package. We are inheriting from that class. Clear? So to transform a normal class, this is like a normal class, into a React component, you need two things. The first thing is the React component, extending from React component. The second thing is the render method. Okay? And here inside the render method, you put the thing that you want to show. For example, here we used to return straight away from the function the template. Here you can just copy, and inside the render method returns that. So you can say return. It's like the same thing. Hello world from a class. Put whatever you want. You should not like put hello world from a class. Just like decide to do that. Okay? And we can switch this component and put 2 instead of. You got the idea? Just type slowly. The code is not running away. Type slowly. You can see here the output. Just copy the code from here. Just copy the code. From this. From this. Not from the div. Then just remove all the. Yeah, and try to switch up here to up to, because we want to use this class. Okay? Done? What's problem?
Okay, that means anytime we are switching, we come down here and
Yeah.
click.
No, you want, like, here you tell React what to render. So you can render them both.
Ah,
I can do like this. I can do div. I can do this. And here I can put up to and upward. What is that?
Up.
Yeah,
That's
up
up.
without upward. Yeah. You can render wherever you want. There is no like limitation.
I got it.
You can just compose them like wherever you want. You can even inside here, or you can here put, or let's say here, you put up.
Okay.
So we calling it here and also inside the up to.
So you can either use as a function or as a class to work with.
Yeah, but the class, like, because it's a class, we can use a lot of stuff like this and constructor and passing data. So there is like a lot of, like, we call it stateful component. So there's a lot of functionalities. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to cover it today, but we will talk about it next week. But definitely, this is like a more powerful model than the functional way. But yeah, you need them both. Exactly. So here,
Okay.
let's say you want to pass like name, and you say Eunice. I like my name. Okay. So you want to display hello world from a class, and you put the name here. Okay. So you put this dot props dot name. This dot prop hello world from a class, but it's on the file because it's up to it's up to this public name. Just a second. Just a second. Yes. Yeah, it's working. You need to wait sometimes. So
Okay. So
instead of just like, because like the React will store the props inside the class. So you say this dot props, and you can access all the props here. So this dot props is equivalent to this object that it's passed here. Okay, this is how you access props from a class. You say this dot props.
okay, you understand that as if it follows the pattern of rendering the element on the vector. But if you look at this one from
The app.
app,
Yeah.
I see that one comes first and it's going to app 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Then app again.
We are rendering up and up to. So this is up.
Yeah.
This is up to.
Mm-hmm.
And inside up to we are rendering up.
Okay. But the other is not sequential because the vector is
The thing is here.
Yeah.
The stuff are here and not definition, because these are just definition. When you define like million of functions and you not call them, nothing happens. So we need to kind of tell React to render stuff. Clear? All of you? You got how to access props inside class components? Who has problems here? Questions? Anything? Questions? I need questions. No?
You go up, you look there.
Yeah? You can just have, you have the code there.
Yeah, I 100%.
Yeah.
Trying to put some variables. So you define the active.
What do you mean? Just give me an example. Or you want me to
When
do?
you define the active function.
Up to? The up to is not function, it's a class.
Class. No. Okay. So you can't put some variable in
You want to pass like a variable here as name?
there. Yes.
You want to have it like this, for example, val, and you want to do like this, const val equal test, test, like this.
Okay, up to this class,
Yeah.
it is in the function, so we can put some variables in the class.
What do you mean? What do you mean by putting variables? What do you mean by putting variables?
When
Like
you define,
when you define it outside that rent reactor,
can you move up? Yes.
that one is
Move
not.
up. Yes.
Yeah.
In the active definition.
You want to define a variable here?
Okay. No.
It's a class. You can do whatever you want. What do you mean?
Okay, I have time. I have time.
Oh yeah. What's your question? What was your question?
Uh, because I think that
Yeah.
activity function is in class.
It's a class and not a function.
Up to like
It's a
that.
class.
We can find some function, we can put some value in the function. We can't do it.
We can do it in a class. We can put variables in a class.
How?
You can put variables inside the render method here. You can define. You can say const test hello, and you can put.
I mean just like a function.
What do you mean by? For example, let's say like you can put this here. You can put this here. Like a class, it's like a lot of functions grouped together. Kind of that, with state and mutations and stuff like that. But yeah, but you can put like another function here. You can put like I don't know, whatever you want. You can put another function. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay. So done. You need to leave. Can you give me 5 minutes? No? Because I need to discuss the homework in 5 minutes. But do you have any questions? All of you? You could understand React component, props, how you pass props, how to render, how to create a component using the class and using the function. So this is like an introduction, like class to React. Next time we will discuss more details how to build React applications, kind of. So your job for today or for next week. So you need to build to-do list application. So this is the link of the homework. So try to use React Create App, create a new project using React Create App, or just use React Sandbox and create a new project and remove the code that you don't need and start typing and start coding like I did. I guess you can do that, all of you.
Yeah.
You can go to React Sandbox and click the blue box and create React project. Done. If you don't know how, just ping me or ping anyone inside. I would be really glad to have. Okay, inside the. So yeah, this is like the homework. So the homework it's really simple. So just create. Are you with me? The second. So create a to-do list application. So render. So you're gonna render something. So create like, but you cannot just put it in just one component. So create like to-do list component, and inside that component there is like to-do item. So create multiple to-do items. So we need to create two components. One component called to-do list, and the second component called to-do item. And inside the to-do item, you display like to-do. For example, get out of bed, brush teeth, eat breakfast. But you need to have this thing as variables outside of your component. So you need to. So you have an array of to-dos. You pass it to the to-do list, and to-do list will map over or do like for loop over the array, that you pass to the to-do list and render to-do items. I almost give you all the solutions. But you don't need to code or anything.
Can you show it to us?
No. No. Next week. I will do that next week.
That's the last time.
Exactly.
Okay, well, if you have any questions, yes.
Yes.
Thank you. I enjoyed the class.
Yeah, and I